talk a little bit easier. Turn that fan off. So now we see the power here is 242 horsepower, 184 torque. So really not much of a difference going from petrol to ethanol, but let's take a look. Might have had knock correction kicking in. It looked like the fueling was a little bit rich. So that was one thing I definitely noticed. So if we play this back, let's go ahead and zoom into the log here. So if we kind of play this back and take a look at what's going on, looking at what our lambda was showing us, our target desired lambda is at 90 lambda. We can see that over here. We can see the EGO correction, what that was doing here under full throttle. So it was taking out a couple percent, 4, 5, 6% fueling, depending on where we're at. And we're noticing here the lambda is richer than the target by a decent amount. That means, now previously we were at right at target. That means that this ethanol fuel scaling correction factor is a little bit higher than it needs to be. So let's go in and lower this down. I'm going to go and lower it down probably about, let's do 10%, and then we can test it at 135. We'll have to verify part throttle and idle, it's still okay. Again, this is acting as a global multiplier, and this is what we're adjusting for our fueling. Now, the reason why it's likely lower than where I usually see it at is because we had some ethanol in our fuel system already. We were about 18% when we were doing our tuning, so we kind of absorbed some of that into our normal VE table. Normally, if I was at 8-10% ethanol in my fuel, so normal petrol fuel blend here we have at the gas pumps, this would probably be a little bit higher, something like 140 to 150 range. But because we had it at roughly 18%, 19%, and a little bit of petrol or a little bit of ethanol in the blend, that's probably what's forcing this ethanol fuel scaler to be a little bit lower than what I expect. Hopefully that makes sense. So this looks rich. Obviously I'm not going to be doing anything with that other than making that adjustment. Now let's look at this real quick in terms of our knock and see what our spark timing was at. So our ignition angle here is actually at 29.5 degrees. On pump gas it was 27 degrees, so it's about 2.5 degrees more spark timing. And what we're looking for here is if we got any knock activity, and we're looking and paying attention to any kind of ignition retard here, that'll give us a real good indication as to what's going on. Did we get any ignition retard here? And it looks like there might have been just a faint hint of it right there, but otherwise that looked clean. So we added more timing in about 2-3 degrees, barely any difference in power. In fact, it might have made a little bit lower power with the ethanol, but that could just be something pool to pool. I'm not super worried about that. What we're finding here is that it doesn't have a huge difference by adding a little bit more spark timing in that. So we added 4 degrees, or allowing it add up to 4 degrees. If we got up to 70% ethanol content and higher, we likely want to go in and reduce this down just a little bit. So instead of adding 4 more degrees, I'm going to give it the authority to add, let's just say we'll pull a degree out here.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here. And you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.